my channel. My name is Shay. I had the fun idea to start reviewing albums. I really enjoy music and I do this anyway. I normally get really excited about new albums that come out and I listen to them all the way through in order, the way that the artist intended the listener to listen to it. So I figured, why not review to it on camera, and somebody might enjoy watching this. I feel like I would find a video like this interesting, so if this interests you, keep watching. I just got done listening to the whole entire album by Justin Bieber. He just put out a new album called Swag. It's been long awaited and it was well worth the wait. I really enjoyed sitting down and just doing nothing but listening to the songs, reading the lyrics, and just like really feeling what Justin felt when he was writing this album. Overall, it was a great album. I'm so happy that he's singing again. I've just been a longtime Justin Bieber fan. I can't wait to review other artists' albums. So it was 21 songs. It was 54 minutes and 20 seconds. There were some short songs and there was also a few longer songs. The first track was called All I Can Take. It was amazing, good vibes from the heart and soul, and it was a great first track. I do feel like the first and the last track are always so important. The first one because it's like the first impression. If anybody is a singer or is into music, they understand how important it is, first impressions, and then also how you end a performance or end an album is vital. So I really think that he did an amazing job. I love this song and it got me really excited to keep listening to the whole entire album. Moving on to the second track, Daisies. I really loved it. 10 out of 10, no notes, period. Literally nothing else to say. I was speechless and I really just love to see artists grow and expand. That's what I wrote down. The third track, Yukon, in all caps. It's good. I love the instrumentals in this song. Next track, Go Baby. Very catchy. His voice is like butter, so smooth. That's what I wrote. I feel like I feel that a lot when I listen to Justin's singing. You can just tell that it came naturally to him, that he's been singing for a very long time, and yeah, I just think he's super talented. And I did think that Go Baby had a cool ending. The next song was Things You Do. I think that it was easy to listen to. I started to get a lump in my throat in this song. I feel like in this song, Justin's sitting at his perfect range. And I also felt like I could feel his emotion in this song very much so. The next one was Butterflies, and I definitely think that this song really pulls on the heartstrings. You can hear just how much he was going through when he wrote this song, and I just find it really interesting to see an artist essentially write down their story as they grow. So that was a really great song. I think it's really cool to see artists branch out and evolve. I'm definitely seeing a lot of evolving in this album. I do think that Justin Bieber can really sing anything if he wanted to. He's just that talented that he could literally sing an opera song and probably pull it off. I mean, some artists stick to one thing because that's all they can do, but Justin, he can really sing any type of song, any vibe, any genre, and he definitely showcases that in this album. The next song was Way It Is. I think that this song had a great feature. Their voices sounded lovely together. I really love Justin's singing in this song. I gave that song a 10 out of 10. The next song was First Place. First impressions of this song was it was a great beat. And by the end of the song, I did think that song was just really unique. I loved it. I added it to my playlist. I really enjoy the way this album is making me feel. The next track was actually just like a skit, like a recording from the studio. I really love when artists put little authentic just moments like into their album where it's not actually a song. Adding things like this to an album gives it depth and character. It pulls you in. The next song is Walking Away. 10 out of 10, and I do think that Walking Away was my favorite track from the whole entire album. So this is the second time I've listened to this album. The first time I listened to this album, I was working and I wasn't really giving it my undivided attention. Whereas this time I sat down and like gave this album my undivided attention, and I can confidently say that after listening to the album 2 times, Walking Away is probably my favorite. And I do think that I'm going to listen to the album at least one more time, probably tomorrow when I'm cleaning. And I like to do this with like most albums if I enjoy them, because then I can kind of like decide which songs are my very favorite, which ones I want to sing. Like, I love singing, and I always love adding songs to my playlists that I feel like I enjoy singing. So definitely love Walking Away. The next one was Glory Voice Memo, and I think that it was very soulful. It's giving jazzy, it's giving blues, and I love to see it. This song really shows his vocal control. I didn't really know that Justin could sing like that. Like I said earlier, I feel like he could sing literally anything and make it sound good. I didn't really know that he was into the jazzy, the bluesy vibe, and it's cool to see him pull that to the surface in this new album. And I hope that he continues to sing like this in his future albums. I would love to see Justin Bieber live. I really want to start going to concerts. That would be so fun to like just feel it in person, live performance rather than like studio recorded. The next song is Devotion. I'm pretty sure Devotion is one of the popular songs on the album, and I can see why. It's really bluesy again, very jazzy, and the sound suits his voice. I think it's a 10 out of 10, and I love the harmonica at the end of Devotion. Dijon, he was the feature in that song, and I think he has a great voice. I'm definitely going to be diving into Dijon. The reason why I love like features in albums is because I discover new artists that I didn't know before, and it's like a web effect. Like, I listen to one artist and then I'm introduced to 3 or 4 other ones that potentially are going to be some new favorites. And so I'm going to dive into Dijon, see if he has other good music. I think that he was great in this song. I love that the song is almost 4 minutes. Like I said earlier, there's a few shorter songs, which is fine. I really love the shorter songs, but I just am a sucker for a long song. And that same thing with like movies. I love long movies. I like having more. And I think that the drums in this song was really nice. The end of the song is a musical masterpiece, in my opinion. So I think it's safe to say, with how much I wrote on this song, I think Devotion is probably at least top 3. Like I said, I want to listen to the album again tomorrow and decide like what order I like the songs in. But I definitely think that I could give Devotion top 3. Walking Away was my favorite top 1 song of the album. I can tell they spent a lot of time on Devotion. Lots to say about that song. It was really good. The next track was Dad's Love. I think that this song was a really positive song. The type of song that you get stuck in your head for 2 weeks and you're singing it when you wake up in the morning. For me personally, like, I will literally get songs stuck in my head for so long, and it'll be like the first thing that I think about when I wake up. I just love music, and I think that this was a cool song. The next track was Therapy Session, and this one again was like I wouldn't say a skit, but basically just like recording of maybe things that were said in the studio, and it's really cool to hear it. I love to hear Justin speak about what he is feeling. I definitely do think that it's important for men to like speak about how they're feeling. Men's mental health matters just as much as women's. We need to nurture men because sometimes they don't feel comfortable speaking on how they're feeling. And yeah, anyway, it's just really good to see a man talk about how he's feeling. People need to remember that he is just a normal person. The next track is Sweet Spot, and this one made me smile. Clever lyrics, the chorus was a bop, cool feature, made my head bob, and I wrote I would listen to all previous songs again for sure. Add it to my playlist. The next track was Standing on Business. This was another recording of maybe something that had happened. And I wrote that I wish people would be more respectful and consider how their actions may affect someone else. It's sad that he has to deal with assholes like that. at the end of the day, like, yes, he's a singer, yes, he's famous, but at the end of the day, he's just a normal person. And I really hate that people are always shoving like cameras in their faces when they're just like out doing normal people shit, normal day-to-day shit. It's just not fair. The 17th track, 405, it's keeping me pulled in. Yeah, I was just feeling like really good about deciding to sit down and listen to this album. This song made me feel really inspired, and I think that he's so talented. It's impressive to see what he can create. I've always like admired artists that can literally write a song, come up with a whole like melody, harmony, like, and just put it all together. I think that's like, I'm interested in singing and I like to sing, but I think that it's crazy that somebody can literally like make a whole song, let alone a whole album. The next track was the anticipated, and for good reason, Swag. It was instantly added to my playlist. It was with Cash Cobain and Eddie Benjamin. I've never heard of either one of those artists. Like I said, I love seeing features, and I really like to see artists collaborate because it gets people's names out there, and then you can discover new artists, and that's just really how the music community goes. You just continue to build and build your playlist, and it feels so refreshing to add a whole entire album to my playlist on Spotify when I've been fiending and like craving to add more to my playlist. And so to be able to add 21 tracks, this album is no skips in my opinion. It was a really cool song, and it's cool to hear a song with 3 different artists. The next track was Zuma House. I think that there was pretty guitar in this song and that it was a beautiful song. This song really just like, I was in awe listening to it. Zuma House. Definitely added to my playlist. The next song was Too Long, and we're nearing the end of the playlist. Too Long, there he went with the beat again. It was just a really cool beat. I thought that the lyrics were very sexy, and I dig this song. The 21st track, this is the last track, Forgiveness, and I thought that it was a great ending to a beautiful album. I'm definitely going to be listening to this album again. I'm also going to be binging like all of his old music. I always like binge certain artists and get like kind of like fixated on certain artists for a couple weeks, and then I move on to the next one. A week and a half ago, I was hooked on the Deer Hunter. Great band, by the way. If you don't know who it is, highly recommend looking them up. But I'm definitely going to be on my Justin Bieber grind for like a week, at least a week after this, listening to his old music. And I just wish Justin Bieber all the peace, and I wish him the best. I'm so happy to hear his voice again. It was well worth the wait. I hope he knows that there are so many people that he has touched and his music has affected in a good way. Yeah, I had a lot of fun reviewing this album. I hope if you made it to this point in the video, you enjoyed. And if you have made it to this point in the video, let me know what artist I should review next, what album I should review next. If there's a specific new album that will be coming out soon that you know of, let me know. I definitely think that I'm going to continue building to this series. This is going to be an ongoing series. I feel like, I mean, I can review new albums, but I can also go back and review some of my favorite albums from some of my favorite artists. We can do all sorts of different genres. So I really enjoyed making this video, and I hope you enjoyed watching it, and I'll see you in my next one.